Hello everyone, I know it's been a long while since I've made my last houseplant update, so let's get started. This right here is a ZZ plant. This plant has been doing really well. I have it maybe 4 or 5 feet from the window. It's been steady growing, putting out new growth constantly. When I first got this plant was so small, so he's definitely grown a lot. Down here is a neon philodendron. This plant I've been making cuttings off of, so it's probably still pretty small. It doesn't really receive much light, but it's still growing. Right here is a neon pothos. This plant right here, I started from single leaf node cuttings, and it's been growing now for about 2 years. When it first started, it was very slow to start vining out. I mean, extremely slow, but now she's just putting on new growth every day and growing super quick. Next to it is a marble queen. This plant I've made several cuttings from too. It's not really receiving a whole lot of sunlight, so it's not as variegated as it can be, but still growing, so pretty cool. It's in a small pot. This pot dries out very often, so I'll probably have to replant it in a bigger planter when spring gets here. Next to it, we have a Cebu Blue pothos, and I made several cuttings off of this. I'm actually propagating some now. So when springtime comes, I'm going to put them all in one planter and hang it. And this plant all started from just like one stem, well, actually 2 stems. So I've been just, this plant is actually dry now. I have to put some more water in it. Behind that is a Sansevieria Moonshine. That plant is doing well. Once it was drying out and dying, but I had replanted it in better soil, and since then he's been kicking it and growing. Okay. Over here in my window, we have a Aglaonema. I'm not sure of what's the name of this particular one, but when I first got it, it was, let me see how the leaves are. You guys can see this leaf right here. All the leaves were green and white. But as it's been growing, the leaves on top have started to get like a pale pink color. And a lot of the green markings are like leaving out of it. So that's what I like about Aglaonemas, is that they change color. Not drastically, but they do change color and as they mature. So this plant is just doing really well. Next to it is another Aglaonema. Again, I don't know the correct name of this particular one, but it's Aglaonema. This one I got at Lowe's on the clearance rack for only $5 a couple of months ago in one of my videos I had. So next to it is a chocolate Aglaonema, which I got from Hertz Gardens for $11.98 during Black Friday sale. This plant has been doing perfect. It's been growing. I love the dark color, and I love the veining in the leaves. It almost looks like a that plant? A pinstripe calathea, excuse me. So you can see that. I actually love this plant. I love this plant so much I had bought 2. I ordered this one, it came. I ordered the next one like a couple of days later. This right here is a sparkling Sarah Aglaonema. And I got this particular one. I went to Chinatown in Queens. My first time going there, and this plant is huge. I paid $28 for it, and it was worth every dollar. was worth every dollar. Next to it, I have a Differbatia. I got this plant from Lowe's this weekend. I spent $13.98 for it. And this plant is like 2.5 feet tall. Very full, very beautiful, very white, very creamy. The last one I had like this did not do so well, so I decided, hey, let me give it one more try and see what happens. I couldn't pass it down for that price. This plant is huge. So, and next to it is another Aglaonema. This is a red emerald. I got this plant off for Esty. A little yellow leaf down here. I have to cut this off pretty soon. I got this plant from Esty for, it was less than $30. I can't remember exactly, but this plant is putting a new growth on. It's doing really, really well, guys. Next to that is the Aglaonema that I got for my birthday from Esty. Now it's finally putting out, you guys can see, hold on, a new leaf. You guys can see that. And this has not lost any leaves at all. It's doing really, really well. This is my other birthday Aglaonema that I got from Esty from the same seller, Lucky Fortune Garden. Now, this one had lost a leaf when I first got it, then maybe 2 weeks after, another leaf have gotten lost, but it's pretty stable now. Just about the springtime, she'll start putting out new growth. This is a propagation I have going on. I have some Purple Passion, and I have a single leaf cutting of Peperomia. My first time trying to propagate it that way. So, wish me luck, guys. Next to it, we have another Aglaonema. I believe this is called Valentine. So this plant started off like kind of, it's not really a good example of like the greenness I had in it before, but now it's turning like almost all red. This is pretty neat. Like, I love this plant. When I first got this plant, I didn't really love it, but as it's growing, maturing, I'm loving it more and more and more. Oh, look how red that is, guys. It's beautiful. Next to that, we have another Aglaonema. I don't know what this one is called, but it's nice, it's fluffy, it's full, it's bushy, it's colorful. It's amazing. Okay, take a little step back. Up here we have a, what is this one again? This is a neon philodendron, or lemon lime. And next to it is my Micans. If I let this plant grow, this plant will actually reach all the way down to the floor. It was like that before. I keep it cut short now. It actually needs a haircut now because as it gets really long, the leaves get super small. And the plant just looks really raggedy to me if it's not pruned up. The same thing with this one right here. I keep it pruned up. So they're both actually too long now, so I'm gonna do a trim sometimes this week. Oh, behind that, we have a Purple Passion. I recently did a propagation off of this plant, so I cut a lot of it. So it's you know, it's a little short right now, but she has been growing a lot. Next to that, we have a Mandula. Now, if you guys look back at one of my older videos a couple of months ago, this plant was, the leaves were all the way up to the lip of the planter. Now they have grown. There's probably about maybe 3 or 4 feet of growth within a couple of months. And I actually cut a few vines off of this and gave some to a friend of mine. So I actually love this plant so much. Let me get a close up on the leaves. Let me see, hold on. Can you guys see this? It's like almost like each leaf has a different pattern on it almost. Like this is one of my favorite leaves right here. Oh, look at that. So pretty. Look at that one. Oh, this plant is a beast. Behind that, I have a purple passion, and mixed inside is a, what's that, a jade and pearl pothos. Oh. And I've cut this plant back several times. I really don't like the plant to get too long. I like to keep it rather shorter and more bushy. And next to that, we have a Enjoy pothos. And I made several cuttings off this plant. And I've seen a lot of people's Enjoy pothos, and most of them have bigger leaves than this. I don't know why this plant is putting out such small leaves, but the plant is growing like it's constantly growing. But the leaves are a little small for me, but I still love the plant. I still love it. I got this plant from Lowe's when it was just, had no hanging trails from it. It was really short. I paid like $15 for it, but this plant has grown and grown and grown and grown and grown and grown and grown. Next to that, we have another neon pothos. This plant had a purple passion growing with it, but somehow she died inside. Now she lives alone with no neighbor, no friends with her besides herself. I just recently cut her back all the way. So, all right, guys, this concludes the living room plant update. I'm gonna do a bedroom plant tour, which you guys have not seen some of the plants I have back there, because I'll normally show just these out here. So, hope you guys tune in to my next video. Have a good one, everybody. Good night.